Hello and welcome to another video for Ice Invincible Crew Entertainment. My name is Francisco, and for you we have a very special little number today. We're gonna be playing John Sagavan, and the reason why we're calling this John Sagavan is because we're playing Saga and we're playing Ragavan. So this is the deck that won the latest Modern Challenge yesterday, as of the day of this recording. This is finally a Ren and 6 and Urza Saga deck that is playing what I like to call a responsible amount of lands. Every other Ren and 6 Saga deck that I've seen is playing like 20 or 21 lands, which I think is outrageous. I think that decks like this should not really consider Urza Saga as a land. I think that Saga is a spell that can tap for mana, even more so than it is a land, but everybody's trying to cheat on lands because everybody likes to cheat on lands. Why? Lands are great. Play more lands, folks. So this is a Ren and 6 deck trying to get to take advantage of the interaction between Ren and 6 and Urza Saga. I wonder who's been trying to break that interaction for like months at this point. Do you know who it was? It was me. Spoilers. Yeah, this interaction is very good. So what this deck is trying to do is pairing this up with the monkey. Good old monkey. This card is obviously a very good. This is probably the best card out of the entire Modern Horizons 2 set. It compares with the other most broken card of the Modern Horizons set, DRC, Dragon's Rage Channeler. So this deck has a very good proactive game plan with Ragavan and DRC to do something proactive in the early game. We can use discard spells in order to get to disrupt our opponent's game plan. We have removal with Lightning Bolt and Holy Heat. Mishra's Bubble to not only enable DRC, but also because we're playing Lurrus. This card is somehow still legal in the format, so people are still trying to break it. Again, this deck is playing Ren and 6, so we get to use Urza Saga. We also get to use Ghost Quarter, which is pretty nice. So we're gonna see how that works out. It's a fine game plan against a deck like Tron or Amulet Titan, of course. And we can use Expedition Map in order to go find our one-off lands if we need to. We can also chain Sagas by using Expedition Map as well. Nihil Spellbomb is a one-off that we can find against graveyard strategies. Biting Needle against decks where Biting Needle is good, be your Asmo decks, be your Control, Planeswalker decks, etc. Pirate Spellbomb is there to kill pesky creatures, namely creatures with protection from red and black, which there are a reasonable amount of them. And Tarmogoyf, whenever you're playing DRC, turns out that you're filling your graveyard and you grow your Goyf. This deck actually has a lot of different card types, which is very cool. We have Ren and 6 as a Planeswalker, we have instants and sorceries, of course, we have a bunch of artifacts, and we have lands and creatures, of course. So it's fairly easily to make Goyf a big boy. Also with discard spells, you can discard your opponent's cards, and your opponent is also going to be filling out the graveyard for you. Saber includes Alpine Moon, great against Valakut decks, against opposing Saga decks, and against your amulets. I guess it's not that great against Amulet, but I'll still bring it in against Amulet, but it's not great. But more importantly, your Tron matchups. Ranafowl against specifically Murktide Regent, but it's very good against the creativity decks that are playing Emrakul and stuff like that. Another Nihil Spellbomb that again we can find off of our Urza Saga. Yeah, that's all of our zeros and our ones can be found off of Saga. So another Nihil Spellbomb against the decks that are using their graveyard. Ancient Grudge against Hammer Time. Terminate against another Murktide Regent decks. Torpor Orb, 2 copies against the Elementals mostly, but it's also fine against decks like Amulet, against decks like mostly the Elemental Amulet, I guess. Void Mirror, fine against the I guess Void Mirror and Challenge we should kind of like put together because these are mostly for the Cascade decks. Obviously, we're playing a bunch of 1s and 2s, and we're even playing 0s. So Chalice is not great in this sideboard, but decks like this really struggle against Cascade decks, so we're playing multiple copies. And finally, 1 copy of Engineered Explosives to sweep them opposing Saga tokens. If you enjoyed the content, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and help us grow the Invincible Crew Entertainment channel, and I will see you for round number 1. Alright, we have revealed all Lurrus, and we are met with a magnificent hand. Let's keep it. We're gonna see what we're playing against, and then we can make decisions. I guess it's not really a magnificent hand, it's just a fine hand. We don't really have a removal spell, so if our opponent leads on a problematic card like It's only getting to 5. Maybe this is a magnificent hand. I think I'm gonna do something like this. I can keep the thing going on here. Oh, we're playing against Scapeshift. This deck has seen an uptick, and I don't understand why. Like it's still as bad as it's been for a while. So I'm gonna go turn 1 Monkey here so I can put on the most pressure, and then I can go next turn Inquisition into Goyf. It's bad if my opponent doesn't, yeah. They don't have like another thingy. Okay, that's pretty solid actually. So let's attack with the Monkey first, see what we get. Exile the lands, we didn't really get anything, but I think I want to... I definitely want to Inquisition this turn, because then my opponent is just not going to have cards in hand. So I definitely want to trade this Inquisition for something, but the question is whether they want to play a Goyf or do you want to play a DRC. The DRC makes it so it's easier for us to... I think I'm just fetch shocking. I'm going to need to... Like, I'm not going to be able to stay above 18. So at that point, I may as well just... So I think I'm just going to play DRC so I can get a little bit of value here. It's going to be down faster. And Holy Heat is going to go to the graveyard. Thank you very much. Huh. That was timely of us. Alright. Looking good. So... Bottom fetches down to a single card in hand. They're going to have 1 Search for Tomorrow coming off suspend. It's kind of a nice art. Sakura Tribe Elder. So that means they're gonna get to block our Monkey, but they're missing a land. That wasn't great. I think I'm attacking here with both, and I'm just gonna deploy double Tarmogoyf. It's kind of an argument there for my opponent to just trade. It's probably just crazy. It's probably just nonsense. Let's get an Overgrown Tomb. Goyf number 1. Goyf number 2. Pedal to the metal. Dealing lots of damage next turn. We have to dodge a Primeval Titan for a turn or two. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 11 damage. So I have to find like a Mishra Swabble is my best draw here. Mishra Swabble is my best draw, I think. Just another land. Okay. My opponent's been fetching a bunch of basics past a bunch of mountains past this amount. Like they should not be fetching mountains anymore. Okay, so they got a basic forest there. I could pack to play another Goyf. Does that change anything? Well, actually it does, because not only it allows me to put something in the bin, but like my opponent, they could have wished for Scapeshift and I would have died, but they conceded instead. That's confusing. Anyway, so Alpine Moon seems good against the Valaka deck. Chalice is interesting. Terminate kills Primeval Titan and Lightning Bolt does not, so let's make that switch there. Nail Spellbomb doesn't do anything. Torpor Orb is a consideration. I don't think I want Chalices. Torpor Orb is definitely interesting, particularly on the draw. It's definitely better than Python Needle. Yeah, let's actually go with both of them. An Alpine Moon. Just got the Pirate Spellbomb. It's interesting that this deck list is not playing one of the cards that I've been the most impressed by, which is Shadow Spear. That card is just randomly very, very good. We have a Heat, we have multiple Sagas. I think I want to mulligan to a hand with Early Pressure and Inquisition, so like this hand is just perfect. I'm gonna keep this hand, I'm gonna bottom this second Urza Saga here. This hand's great. Opponent continues searching for tomorrow. Monkey survives. That's kind of insane. No second land drop. Sheesh. So let's just get this Sakura Trivel there. And let's attack. And we just skip my attack step. That's cool. That's cool. Didn't need that attack step anyway. That's probably like a game losing mistake there, because I was planning on playing the Torpor Orb right now. My mana's gonna be taxed the next turns, so quite an unfortunate thing to happen there. Attack. Farseek. I don't think that does anything for me. This is a game where we actually are going to be able to stay ahead, to stay above 18, so maybe I should. And I can play a Torpor Orb. My opponent's not going to be able to do anything of relevance really next turn. And I really want to find... I think I'm going to go DRC into... It is the same amount of damage. If I go Farseek, I think I'm going to go Farseek. Put that in the graveyard. It gives me more mana to work with next turn. Get Overgrown Tomb. Next turn on upkeep, we're gonna get to make a token, get probably a bubble, and play Torpor Orb. Torpor Orb is gonna prevent this Rebuys Titan from killing me. Which is good. That's nice too. So, make construct. I think I want to... Bubble should help me a lot. So I can go find a basic mountain. Bubble just enables Delirium. So we're going to go basic mountain. I'm going to bubble my opponent, see what they draw. They're going to draw a mountain. Now I get to Thoughtseize. We can bend that. I kind of want to draw that. It allows me to pressure. Okay. So we can't prevent the breach. So I'm gonna take the Titan. So my opponent needs to pact. Then we're gonna play Torpor Orb. And I think we should have enough time. Put that on top. I guess I'm gonna steal my opponent's land here. This also grows the construct. Yeah, maybe I should have binned, because the Saga is just not going to matter, right? Maybe I should have binned the Saga there. Torpor being big game there. Bolt DRC. Okay. There goes Saga. I mean, I can set up lethal for next turn thanks to Urza. Exiled Valakut. My opponent is just not gonna be able to do anything. 1, 2, 3. Urza. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're just gonna get to Urza, get back another DRC. I think I was gonna just play DRC from hand and play a bubble. That was pretty sick. That was a very, very impressive first match. See you next round. All right, time to be part of the problem and reveal Urza. Oh hey, my opponent's also playing the Urza deck. Oh, Giganta. I'm assuming that's Tron, and we have our 1 of Ghost Quarter and a Monkey on turn 1, so I guess I'm keeping this. We also have a discard spell. Lots of things to like about this hand. He's gonna need some help. Granted. Granted that it's gonna need some help. I guess let's attack first. See what we find. A Filigree Familiar. Actually, I want to play that. Oh man. It gains the life with ATVs. Man, I really wish I could. I really wish it drew the card with ATVs. But this actually puts some amount of pressure. Like, I think my opponent's playing the Tron deck. That's kind of a meme. That is like 10 tickets or something like that. That Trellon has been actually winning with somehow. Oof, that's pretty good. So we're going to attack here. Repeal my dude. Alright. So now I'm gonna Inquisition my opponent. Condescend. They're nowhere close to Tron. Just gonna take the Familiar here because that draws a card. And then I'm just gonna use this turn to get back Ren. And then we start Ghost Quartering them every single turn. To resolve Ren, I mean, sorry. So that was the draw for turn. I'm gonna cast the Monkey. Attack for 2. Actually, good thing that I took the Familiar because I didn't notice that my opponent has another Deep Fiend in their hand. Blow that one up. Like to plus on my Ghost Quarter, thank you very much. And I can't, I don't even allow my opponent to like throw the Condescend in the garbage to scry. Yep. That is the lock, my friend. That was exciting. So Void Mirror doesn't do anything whatsoever. I don't think I even care about Alpine Moon, to be honest. This is a way to kill Emrakul. maybe I should be careful about Alpine Moon, only because Unholy Heat is bad. I guess Unholy Heat does target walkers, but they don't really have any good walkers. Spell Bomb is bad. I don't think Void Mirror is great. Just a one-off fun-off run-off out? No. No. Just play Unholy Heat. Let's go with this. Unfortunately, Torpor Orb doesn't stop Emberpool the Promised End. It does stop Filigree Familiar. Just finding the rain when we found our one of Ghost Quarter. Delightful. I mean, I'm not gonna ship this hand, right? Like we unfortunately have 2 of our removal spells, but like turn 1 Darcy into like double bubble means that we're just drawing perfects from now on. Put it moves to 4. This deck is just pure gas. That's something. Got my land. Get Blood Crypt here. Play Darcy. Bin that. I think I also bin that. We keep that. Let's look at what my opponent is drawing here. They're drawing Expedition Map. Could be an issue. Expedition Map could be an issue. Spatial Contortion. Okay, so their hand is Expedition Map. And they're drawing Oblivion Stone. Well, we're gonna get rid of the O Stone. Yeah, that Saga was actually a great draw. Exile the O Stone. They're drawing Hall of the Storm Giants. Inquisition. The Exile Relic. Huh. I'm just gonna make a couple of Urza Saga tokens here. So this is 6 mana, it turns into a 7/7 with Word. It's kind of a good deal, actually. That card beats down really quickly. We do have to terminate, but Word 3 is a lot. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. We're gonna be able to put some pressure here, but I think we'll just get the last bubble. Play land, play expedition map. Just swing for 4. Keeping the boys big here. Well, that makes my Inquisitions a little bit more live. I can't activate the hull here. Mindslaver. Alright, so I guess I really have to find or join Urza's Tower. Ancient Grudge. It's not Ancient Grudge. And the thing is that they kind of have nothing. I guess that they have 7/7, but so I should Inquisition myself so my opponent doesn't have access to the card. This takes 4. Damn it. So I guess I'm just gonna die here. I guess I can prevent them from attacking. If I do this, Inquisition myself, take heat. Actually, I can't. So I'm just dead to the hull. No, I go down to 2. No, but then my opponent forces me to shock and I'm dead. Maybe they won't attack. If they don't attack here, maybe we have a shot. They don't attack. Alright, we dodged there very nicely. So now I'm gonna crack this expedition map. I'm gonna find Saga. Opponent is gonna be able to like kill their own thing and they like champ attack. And then they can like kill the Ren. Ren ping the monkey. This is pretty devastating, but I guess that I could top deck maybe the Ghost Squatter. And just use lures to come back. I need my opponent to not do anything for the remainder of the game, obviously, but yeah, that's not nothing. That's also not nothing. All right, that's enough to win. Let's move to 4. Void Mirror really is heinous against my opponent's deck. Void Mirror really is heinous against their deck. Have a bunch of colored sources. Sure, keep this hand. Gonna go turn 1 monkey. By the needle can name Mindslaver probably. It's pretty nice that there's a budget deck available in Modern at least. It can be pretty frustrating. The price of the format. So let's go DRC into Inquisition. That's not the land that we're looking for. Gonna be in that land. Well, we're definitely taking the Contortion here. Livian Sower. So that was the land that they played. Mishra's Bubble. We can ban that. I'm attacking 100%. I guess I may as well, because I just for the damage, that is. Red, green. Put that into the graveyard. Plus on. Oh, this is close. Do we want a plus on Saga here? I want a plus on Stomping Ground. I'm gonna play it and shock. And then I can hit the familiar on my opponent's end step. I think the damage was worth it. Found the fetch land. Not in the graveyard. This card's pretty busted. Plus, get back the Saga. I'm playing the Saga regardless, so. Attack with the dudes. Solemn Simulacrum. Could play the Solemn. I'm just gonna play DRC plus, yeah, DRC plus Goif is just better. My point is to play the Familiar, and yeah. Dude, like, this deck looks legit. This deck looks real legit. Alright, here we are for round number 3, playing against Will Pulliam. Great guy. Very, very good player. I think we're keeping this hand. We're gonna go turn 1. Well, I guess that we're gonna know we're gonna play on turn 1 now. I assume that they're gonna take the Inquisition here. Yep. So we're just gonna go turn 1 DRC. Huh. I'm gonna go with DRC anyway. Will doesn't know about the Inquisition, but he could be playing Yeah, and Markgrave. So that's rough. That's rough. We really need another colored source here. Definitely putting that into the graveyard. Oh no. Brutal. I mean, I guess technically we're gonna be able to kill the Archon. But then my opponent's gonna have Burial Rites. Yeah, this is not looking great. This is not looking great, so I'm just gonna bin. We have to bin the Wrenn so that I can help enable Delirium with a fetch land. That's brutal. Yeah, that's game. Yeah, that obviously would have been great to hit another land there. Okay, so this kills the Archon. This kills this prevents the combo from happening. Lightning Bolt sounds not great. Torpor Orb is interesting because if my opponent is playing the Stoneforge package, Torpor Orb is also reasonable. I have to expect my opponent to be playing some amount of like Liliana and stuff like that. Potentially even Grief. I think I'm definitely leaving the Unholy Heats. Double Spellbomb seems fine. Pithing Needle is interesting. My opponent could have Kaya. I've seen Reanimator decks playing Kaya. I think I'm gonna go with this. Honestly, the only other card that I'm sort of interested in would be the Torpor Orb, but yeah, sounds great. So I'm just gonna go turn 1 Monkey. Am I supposed to fetch on turn 1? Put him most to 6. I think I'm supposed to. This is very interesting because I can get value from the bubble by shuffling the top of my deck right here, or I can wait until next turn. I can get value from the DRC. I think I'm gonna go turn 1 Monkey because I think it's quite likely that it's gonna die. So what we can do is my opponent kills the monkey with a prismatic ending, then next turn we just go DRC into bubble. Cookbook. That's interesting. Well, things are looking pretty good here. Gonna fetch first because I'm definitely playing both bubbles. DRC into the bin. Another bubble. Wrenn on top. Hell yeah, that's pretty good. Now we go bubble you. They have a priest on top. Now we Inquisition, we're gonna keep the Wrenn on top. So one is playing like Asmo. Definitely keeping that on top. Huh. Yeah, we'll definitely take the Asmo. So they're not gonna draw the priest because we're gonna exile it with the monkey. And now we get to play the Spellbomb. Still keeping that on top, thank you very much. And now we're gonna draw off of that. So opponent can play priest here if they want to. They also played Godless Shrine. Pass the turn. Reveal a swamp. Yeah, it's a pretty good draw. Put that in the graveyard. When this deck gets going, holy crap, it looks amazing. Get another Blood Crypt. And holy heat your dude. Put that in the graveyard. This looks quite impressive. Swamp was exiled. Now we pass the turn. I could crack Nihil Spellbomb here to prevent the food engine from going. I think I do want to. Because if my opponent finds another cookbook, then it's going to be very awkward to do. We know that my opponent's going to be... They have a Baron more. We don't have any information about their hand. Make some attacks here. Do I care about another green source? Not really, so I'm just gonna get a Mire. And I'm just gonna play a tapped land and get Lurus. We can kill anything they play with Unholy Heat anyway. But the Lurus means that I get to play back the Nihil Spellbomb, which should lock things up, I assume. It's looking good. The point agrees. Alright, so they're playing Asmo 2. So they're probably not playing Stoneforges. So Spirit Spellbomb does not kill anything. So I'm gonna bring in Engineered Explosives. There's an argument for Grudge. There's an argument for Bolts. I think there's a better argument for Bolts than for Grudge. Although they could be playing Saga, so maybe just having access to the single copy of Grudge could be very good. Pioneer looks great now that we know that my opponent's playing Asmo Cookbook. Explosives looks okay against Saga. Do we care for Tarmogoyf is the question. We probably do. Putting pressure on them seems important. The Holy Hit seems great. Terminate seems great. Ren seems okay. Probably Ren is the cut. Definitely a possibility I should have this Lightning Bolts in my deck right now, but Spellbomb seems actually quite powerful against them. Yep. Keeping this hand. Will keep 7? No, he moves to 6. Moves to 6. I think we're just gonna get... black-red. Again, leading a monkey. Obviously, the upside is just so much higher if we lead a monkey. If my opponent plays priest, then we can, and holy heat, swing with monkey, then cast DRC off of the monkey treasure, and then play Nihil Spellbomb. Okay, so they just have the exile spell. Annoying, but not the end of the world. DRC, Saga, play Spellbomb. That's like the worst land possible. But I guess I really want to land. That's literally the worst possible land, because even having a basic mountain would help me here, because it would allow me to double spell. So this is literally the worst possible draw that I could have here. But I think I need a land bad enough that I'll take the worst possible land. Now the question here, I think I'm just going to go... I'm not going to make a Saga token, I'm just going to go DRC into... actually cancel that order. Maybe it's way too important for me to make Saga tokens. Actually, I don't think so. So let's play another Spellbomb. That's exactly what we need, I guess. So put that on top. Put that on top. So we're drawing Stomping Ground here, and we can crack this Spellbomb on end step if we need to. I think I'm making a token off of this Saga. Make a 3/3. Point also makes it 1/1. Could get Pithing Needle. I could get Expedition Map. I don't care too much about the construct, I don't think, because we have double heat. My opponent could have Asthma though. I think I'm just gonna go get Expedition Map here. Expedition Map allows me to keep the chain going. I'm gonna try to get aggressive here. That's very good. That's probably good enough that I am okay not having Delirium here. That's probably good enough that I'm okay not having Delirium. Here it's possible that my opponent will go get Pithing Needle, naming Nihil Spellbomb. Yep. Just gonna Needle naming Spellbomb, and they're gonna just combo me out. They just have the combo. Yep. I don't think there's any way I could have played around this. And this is gonna discard the Unholy Heat. Jeez. No, I'm even champ attacking into the Archon, which is brutal. I can't really go get anything, right? That was such a crazy sequence. I don't think there's anything I could have done to stop that though. Yeah, I don't think there's anything I could have done. So I guess we're just gonna have to race with Saga. Oh, that denies the Delirium. It's pretty sweet. So I can crack map to enable Delirium and block. I don't think that's gonna help me win this game. I'm not sure what can help me win this game actually. I need to find an answer to the Archon. Cookbook. Yeah, I'm getting destroyed by that Patty Needle. Would have loved to have found the Ancient Grudge. Second cookbook. I think we're getting Ghost Quarter here. I don't think this matters too much. Monkey. Monkey doesn't really do anything. Yeah, we're just dead. I was thinking we could put lures in hand, but we're actually just dead to the Archon, and then we can't put enough blockers. I guess my opponent has only one card left. Yeah, that Biting Needle was just game winning straight up. That's pretty insane. Yeah, can't do anything. Brutal. Alright, see you next round. Playing against all of the MTGO end bosses today. Playing against Matthias. Very good Brazilian player. I'm gonna be keeping this hand. And I don't want to, for two reasons, I don't want Inquisition on turn 1. And those reasons are, I think my opponent is playing Eldrazi Tron, or they're very likely to be playing Eldrazi Tron. And I want to delay the Inquisition until I can get a Chalice. And not only that, but also, you know, we can get extra value from this DRC trigger. Oh, because my opponent is not playing Eldrazi Tron. What the hell is Botanical Sanctum? I'm gonna lead on Blood Crypt here. And the reason is if I draw a second discard spell, I'm probably gonna want to cast both of those. So, and this has to fetch Stomping Ground basically, so put that in the graveyard. I'm gonna pass the turn, I'm gonna bubble on their end step. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Well, we do have a main deck Nihil Spellbomb. Let's see if we can find that. Hey, look at that. Look at that. Definitely put the creature in the graveyard so it comes back with Living End. Well, Taking the outburst, of course. That is not great for us. That is not great. The good thing is my opponents, I mean, they could still whiff, I guess. And we can top deck exactly Nihil Spellbomb. That would be awesome. They're not putting that much power into play. We're also gonna have a big old Goifo coming down. Like, being in that Tarmogoyf was actually awesome for us. Is the opponent slamming? Should probably slam, honestly. Because if they end up like, this is definitely a mistake. This is 100% a mistake, because I could, if I had a bolt right now, I actually get to blow them out a little bit. I mean, not really blow them out, but like I could mill another creature and I can kill my own DRC, so I get the DRC back. So I think this is definitely a mistake on their part. They should have just main phased this Living End. They should have 100% main phased that Living End. So we only know about the Architects of Will in their hand. Opponent doesn't have good attacks, so that's something. Play Saga. I think I'm just gonna put Lurus into my hand this turn. And then we can set up a situation where, like here my opponent does not have good attacks. If they have Racing Board, they have Racing Board, there's nothing that we can really do. But here my opponent does not have good attacks, and we can set up the Nihil Spellbomb. And next turn we're going to be able to lure us into Bubble. Hopefully bin some more stuff. Start casting the 4/4. Yep. Gotta do what you gotta do. Just right click, attack all. Down to 8 we go. So I'm certainly playing Delivers here. Lurus is a blocker with lifelink. Also get to Pirate Spellbomb. So next turn we can technically double Spellbomb the Curator if we want to. Gonna chill here, we're not dead. I guess my opponent has Grief, so there's no reason to do this right now. We can blank their Grief. Reveals Riven Wider. So their hand is Riverwinder, Architect of Wills. I guess just Architect of Will. And if my opponent attacks, I am gonna be blocking. I'm gonna be chomping with the Lurus, I think. I guess trading with the Architect of Wills. We're gonna take 6 and gain 3. So up to 5. We get an Nihil Spellbomb off of this Saga. We can even make a token if we wanted to. Alright, so now we have no known info. Brazen Borrower seems like the most problematic card that we could see here. So that's definitely what we want to dodge. Opponent makes the correct attack. I guess that we can play DRC and block with it. Draw 2 cards. Also just Unholy, he just answers this pretty cleanly. If they outburst here, whenever they put Eliminate on the stack, I'm just gonna kill my Urza. Yeah, I don't think my opponent is playing this game particularly well. Because now I just Pirate Spellbomb, kill my own Urza. Now Urza is gonna come back. We get to redeploy the Tarmogoyf. They are Architect of Will in me, but I think we're gonna draw 2 of those 3 cards. I think my opponent's just kind of getting a little bit too cute. Getting just a little bit too cute. So make 1 mana. Get Nihil Spellbomb. Play. This is pretty awkward. This is pretty awkward. Our mana has been pretty awkward from the beginning. I think it's fine. Playing the Goyf is pretty important here. It makes it so my opponent has no good attacks. My opponent put themselves in a situation where they have a big problem that they shouldn't have had. If they were gonna outburst, they should have just main phased the outburst, and then everything would have been a lot easier for them. Feels like they played themselves a little bit. Play another Saga. Let's... I guess I want to Spellbomb here. And the reason to Spellbomb is if I need to kill a 4/4 flyer, I can do that next turn if I really have to. DRC gets in there. Is it turn 4 turn clock? Like that. So their out is to find yet another Cascader, and yeah, my opponent put themselves in a pickle. Ran to the graveyard. Let's see what they're trying. They're trying a Grief. Let's play that. Attack. I guess I should have attacked with the monkey there. Should have attacked with the monkey, because if my opponent kills it, that's like another free body. And now we just got lethal next turn. In fact, I think I had lethal there, maybe. Maybe I just missed lethal there. If I'd attack with everything, I just double spell bomb. Yeah, maybe I did have lethal there. Yep. Probably shouldn't have won that game, but my opponent made some pretty crucial mistakes that we ended up being able to punish. So we cut some bolts, cut the biting needle, bring in Void Mirror, Chalice of the Void. Our sideboard seems pretty good for this matchup. Also, shout out to Tarmogoyf being just massive. Like, we been this Tarmogoyf off of a DRC trigger, and holy crap, was it great. Also, shout out to the random one of Pirate Spell allowing me to kill my own lures. Okay, what are we doing here? What is my opponent gonna bring? Probably subtlety and stuff like that. I don't want to cut all of the Unholy Heats. Maybe we just cut the one. Unheat is kind of just better than Grudge. Opponent could be playing Endurances. I don't think I want to run afoul though. Opponent could definitely be playing Endurances, which would be a problem. So maybe I would want Torpor for games 2 and 3. Maybe. For game 3, I guess, not for game 2. But Torpor is certainly a consideration. It stops Grief, it stops Foundation Breaker. And it stops subtlety and stuff. Well, this hand is very strong. This hand is very, very strong. We're just gonna go turn 1 DRC, start binning some cards. Then turn 2, hopefully double Thoughtseize. We also get to play Chalice on 1. Jeez, this hand's quite powerful. Land is probably our best draw, Black Swords preferably. No such luck, but that's fine. And I don't think I'm gonna Chalice here because my opponent could have access to Foundation Breaker. So if my opponent does have Foundation Breaker, then we are definitely going to want to I guess there's an argument for using this so I can find my second land. They did show me Grief. I think I'm gonna risk the Grief. Alright, they don't have Grief. Architects of Will on top. So, yeah, we're just gonna Thoughtseize here. Looking for a land, preferably a Black Source. Yep, that's a land. So opponents join Architects of Will. Hey. Feeling smart right about now. Put that on top. Attack you for 1. Opponent may find another Foundation Breaker, but that's fine. We drew a second Chalice, so that's awesome. So they've been the limit. So their hand is what we have here. +1 unknown card. So this is looking good. There's the Misty Rainforest. Here's the land. Inquisition of Kozilek. I guess I'm going to fetch first. And I guess we need to get Stomping Ground because I definitely want to make sure I can cast a Wren. Put that in the graveyard. Not very good in the face of my Chalice of the Void. Being the Outburst. Play the Monkey. Fortunately, we can't even miss our attack step because of the RZ. I'm fairly impressed by this deck so far. Cycle Riverwinder, Cycle Second Riverwinder, Cycle Architects of Will. My opponent gonna suspend Living End. That'll be cute. Foundation Breaker. Just got a second Chalice. Easy game. It's not great. I think I actually do want to Inquisition. And the reason for wanting to Inquisition is... I'm just gonna Unholy Heat the Foundation Breaker, by the way. Put that in the graveyard. This means that my opponent cannot Peach to Grief. Put that in the graveyard. That's huge! That's the best Inquisition ever. All of these to the graveyard. Monkey, the Grief. That would have actually been excellent for us to be able to cast it, but unlucky. Wow. I guess my opponent's just gonna hard cast the Curator of Mysteries. They cycle? Why? Did they draw Endurance? Did my opponent really draw an Endurance there? There's no way they drew an Endurance. I guess we get to find out. I mean, that's lethal. Wow, awesome. Well, that looked very good. Impressive. See you next round. All right, here we go for the last match of the day. Playing against a fellow Lurus gamer. Yep, seems like a pretty good opener. I'm gonna go turn 1 Monkey. This forces my opponent to interact. If they do want to get cute and they play their own Monkey, get them. 100% we're attacking first here. And then I think I'm gonna resolve Wren and 6. So I don't think there's anything that really threatens me. Attack you. This can't connect, yeah, I was gonna say. Gonna get an Overgrown Tomb. Green, red, Wren plus, say go. Next turn we're gonna get to play a Saga, which is pretty nice. Oh, they have the Bolt. Seems like my opponent may be playing Life Total Control over there. Well, yeah, we're doing this because I don't think my opponent can flip this DRC. they go face instead of killing Ren. So they're definitely playing life total control. Of course, that is a meme by Aspire and Spike, life total control thing. It's just burn, but sometimes playing Monkey and definitely playing DRC and Lurus in the sideboard. So opponents show me that this is what they drew, and they put Lurus in their hand. Okay. So now gonna fetch a basic mountain, saving some life, play DRC, plus here, say go, and Saga should turn the DRC into a 3/3, which is nice. My opponent's gonna be able to go Lurus into DRC, which is just no joke. But then we can DRC minus. We can kill the DRC with Ren minus. Yep. So this is fine. And now we can find Pirate Spellbomb off of this Saga. And this Spellbomb takes care of my opponent's Lurus. This is clean, baby. This is really clean. Take care of that. In fact, I can just dash a Monkey here. Can play this, dash a Monkey, and my opponent is forced to block. This is a forced block on the Monkey. And then now we can still Lurus, get back the Monkey if we want to. It's not even clear that we want to. But now my opponent's Fpawlusz are super awkward. We're sitting pretty at 13 life, which is a pretty nice life total against the burn deck. This makes the constructs a little bit bigger. So this is 4. Inquisition is... Does that do anything? So these are 4/4, so we can do 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, but my opponent gets to gain 3. So let's start things off with Inquisition, see what's up. Imagine my opponent's gonna Helix in response, maybe killing the Darcy. Boros Charm face. And Helix. Put that in the bin. Swift Spear down. So opponent's at 16, so they're just dead regardless next turn. We can't lose here, right? I'm at 6, so my opponent can't do anything. Yeah, we're just good. So make a token. This is just locked up. There's nothing my opponent can draw that can get them in this game anymore. That was nice. I guess Engineered Explosives answers my opponent's It answers my opponent's rolling vortex. We got no other answers to that, so I don't think we want Chalice in this kind of matchup. I don't think that this is the kind of matchup that Chalice is for. So I think that this is kind of what's up. Sad, but it kind of is what it is. Yeah, this doesn't quite work. So let's ship this. Yep. I'm gonna keep this one. If opponent goes turn 1 DRC, I guess I'm gonna kill theirs. I guess I should have waited because my opponent can now dash another monkey. Yep. Oh, core Firewalker. It's kind of nice. So Stomping Ground, we're gonna go just double DRC. Core Fireworker is going to be kind of hard to race, but we'll see. We shall see. Serum Blaze is brutal. Serum Blaze is absolutely brutal there. Lightning Bolt, the other one. Okay. I think I probably need to land here. And then I can just play a monkey. This game is not looking good. This game is definitely not looking good. I probably have to take this damage from the Swift Spear. Because I feel like I'm just gonna need to connect with this monkey in order to do anything. Although I guess my opponent doesn't even give me the option. I'm gonna hit right now while my opponent can't get their dude back. They can protect the Sea Spear. Okay. So I'm just dead. No. Core Firewalker. We do have the Pirate Spellbomb. And the explosives. Those are our only two answers. Yep. Yeah, I mean, of course the story of that game was how my opponent was on the play, right? If we invade on the play, then we force my opponent to be reactive, as opposed to in that match, in that game, my opponent actually managed to be proactive. I guess Urza Saga is also an answer to the Firewalker. These slot seizes are very bad though. Just don't think I can play any other card. Maybe Void Mirror, like it's just so bad though. Yep. So let's go Blood Crypt. Play this Seiko. Prismatic ending. Huh. Interesting. Just gonna take Boros Charm here. Or Searing Blaze. I'm gonna take the Searing Blaze. Get. This is kind of awkward. I think I have to get Stomping Ground or Overgrown. Probably Overgrown Tomb. Now I'm gonna get Stomping Ground. It's gonna make Illurus a little bit harder to cast, but yeah, so good. I am so good. So this allows me to hold up protection from the monkey, even if it gets dashed. Boros Charm. We're not in great shape though. Not in great shape here. Opponent dashes monkey. And I'm gonna use Unholy Hit here. Because we can throw this to face. I really need to find a way to get value from Lurrus. Really need to find a way to get value from Lurrus. This deck unfortunately doesn't really have a way of that's pretty good. Well, I think I'm actually taking this Prismatic Ending. Because we can just like kill the Lurrus and the other thingy. And that way we can use Ren to do the deed. And then we can use Inquisition to get rid of the I can also just go score the Inspired. Is that a wait a second, is that actually a plan? I think that may actually be a plan. I think this is the plan, actually. I'm not gonna fetch, and I'm just going to start using Ren to get back Ghost Quarter. That was their top deck. Which means that we still have perfect information about their hand. Get that. Inquisition. Take the Searing Blaze. Play the Ghost Quarter. Pass the turn. I think they're out of basics. Yeah. Can we just lock them out with Ren? Because that would be hilarious. Gotta say that this is pretty glorious, if I am being honest. Bold my face, that's bad. Opponent may find Boros Charm, which would be a problem. I think I'm dead now. If they're just doing that to cast Loros, then we are just... No, I'm just dead. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I don't think Inquisition does anything. I could just bolt their face. I think I want to deploy Loros this turn though. Ref Bolt. Ref Bolt is not enough. So I'm gonna ask my opponent the question, like, just do you have it this coming turn? They need to top deck exactly the thing, because I'm gonna deploy the Loros, meaning that if I get to untap, I'm gonna gain 3 life, which should put me out of reach. This is fine. And now my opponent's gonna have to find the missing removal spell this very turn. And they did. Ugh. Even if it had been a Rift Bolt, like they needed to find exactly a removal spell that could kill me, which granted you obviously have a bunch of them, but that was a fun game. That was pretty fun. Didn't end up the best possible way. This deck is legit. This deck is legit. I liked it a lot. It feels like it is doing something very powerful. I'm not sure how I feel about triple run afoul. That seems like a little bit of overkill. The card is just like a little bit too narrow for my taste. Like it's great at killing Murktide Regent and just that. So 3 copies seems like a little bit too much. The mana base seemed like a little bit questionable as well. Like we have 8 green cards, and like Ren and 6 is a very important enabler for a deck, and only 6 black cards, although technically Nihil Spellbomb, it gets activated by black mana. So I'm not sure that I want 4 black clave cliffs and only a few green sources. There's like 8, 9, 10, 11, 15 green sources, which maybe it's fine. because I mean you have the black cards are 1 drops as opposed to your green cards that are 2 drops, so you have technically 1 more draw step for finding the green cards. And I guess Lurus is double black after all. It's interesting, but it feels like the mana base is the thing that could be improved upon. The rest of the deck looks pretty solid. Main deck Nihil Spellbomb was pretty good. I don't know how I feel about the main deck Piety Needle, and I feel like it's possible like Shadow Spear is a tool that we may want to have access to play against opposing decks that we're trying to race, but I don't know. It seems like this deck has potential, and we have seen, you know, red-green based Ren and 6 Saga decks seeing some success lately, and this is, I think, the list that I have liked the most out of all the ones that I have seen. Hopefully you enjoyed it as well. Don't forget to subscribe to the ICE channel so you can get notified whenever new videos like this one come out. And yeah, leave me a comment below if you have anything that you liked about the video or that you didn't like. Don't worry about that. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Take care and bye bye.